Alrighty. Good evening. So, I figured I would be talking about some of the possible rares that you could get from arcane shift on the defect. Arcane scrolls. Yes, arcane scrolls on the defect. How I generally build my runs based around the fact that I took that start. And I guess some general thoughts about each of the start in general, and when I, generally speaking, end up picking the relic itself. So I guess the first thing that I would like to bring out is that on the defect, I don't feel like he has many relics that rare cards that I would not like to have from the beginning. There are a few stinkers among this, which don't immediately benefit me or are burden to build around. But generally speaking, getting a random rare is something that I am kind of okay, just clicking and just seeing whatever I get from the reward itself. Defect, generally speaking, has a lot of rares that I can just build around and figure things on the fly. I'm not sure how I'm going to name the tiers. I guess I'm just gonna give based on how difficult it is to build around them from the beginning. That kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm obviously speaking about the rares on the perspective from getting them from the arcane scrolls, and not in any other context. I'm probably gonna make a tier list later on where I include all of them, but for this case specifically, I'm only including, talking about it from the perspective of getting it from the arcane scrolls. And I guess I could start with the card that inspired the whole, I guess, video. I'm probably gonna record this and upload to YouTube later on. And this one will be called current topic. Oh, let's do this. And you'll be the detail for now. Let's make you a little bit greener for now. And there we go. So, what initially inspired me to do the whole video, is actually this card specifically. And the fact that I thought about the fact that on Defect I can just pick this starter relic and kind of figure out things on the fly. And this is the card that made me also kind of realize that I just could get this from the beginning and then just instantly win the run. Not instantly, but it's so easy to build around this. Thrust to the treasure. Whenever you create a status card, channel 1 orb. So if we look at Defect's card pool, with the cards that add stuff to your statuses into your draw pile, there's 5 different cards that you could synergize with. 3 of these are common, 2 of which are like relatively easy to find early on and make use of. Turbo isn't as good early on, but these 2 are like pickable during the first 3 floors, pretty much regardless of the context, I feel like. These 2 are a little bit more rare, obviously, as they are uncommon. But the point being is that like it's relatively easy to find some sort of status from the common pool itself. The common pool is there's like 20 cards, right? There's like, yeah. So you essentially, whenever you see a common card, there is a 10% chance that one of those is a status card. And you are pretty oftentimes able to find one during the first few combats. Even if one of the uncommon ones, you're not that unlikely to not run into. Meaning that you can get Trusted Treasure running pretty early on. I actually did a notepad earlier on before starting the stream, just to like go over the most common ways I end up scaling my defect runs. So these include power spam, rainbow orbs. This is like just get a bunch of orbs and get value from like a compile driver to draw cards. You have what's the synchronize? I think there's one more card that benefits. Coolant also likes having many different types of orbs. Then status package is one way to scale your run. Frost, this is specifically in a way where you have frost orbs and you have maybe like a loop, you have focus, just a bunch of ways to like proc the frost orbs. Maybe you have like a consuming shadow, which gives consistent block. Lightning, this is more of an aggressive way to like kind of just to deal damage before the enemy kills you, kind of stuff. And then you have no orbs, so that's focus. And with this I'm referring to stuff like hyper beam, bulk up, like that sort of build. And then you obviously have the zero cost package with claw. And now that I'm going over each of the cards, I'm going to like briefly like go over like which packages are like viable with each of them and how to like kind of unlock them, kind of. So with Trusted Treasure, you have quite a few common cards to make this work. Just if you like remove the status package, you have a compile driver, which will eventually be good with the different types of orbs you generate, drawing you more cards. I will also point out that any card draw on Trusted Treasure is relatively good, I feel like, for the reason that so you have 5 different types of orbs in Status Bar 2. One of them which is Plasma Orb. So assuming you have 3 different orb slots, you have a 20% chance to generate a Plasma Orb each time you channel a curse or make a curse. I mean status with your cards. Meaning that 20% of the time you have somewhere lying a plasma orb, and you need to create like 2 or 3 more statuses in order to proc it. And if you're able to, like, in general, if you're able to like create a bunch of statuses, you're getting more block, more AoE damage. Lightning and Dark are kind of in the same boat because they both just give damage kind of randomly, I guess. Then you have energy as well with Plasma Orb, and AoE with Glass. But generally speaking, you're getting damage, block, and energy when you're like just playing status cards. So this means that you only really need card draw if you're able to like get the stuff running. And one of the best cards with Trash Treasure, I feel like, are going to be Overclock. This is insanely good with the Trash Treasure because you are finding stuff, and this sometimes pays for itself from the fact that you might be able to either set up a plasma orb or evoke it by just getting a bunch of different orbs. So Overclock is extremely good with that. And you also have just a Scheme, which is probably the most reliable card draw. So that's something that I would like to point out as a powerful synergy for Trash Treasure. Obviously, you have the rest of the status package with Trash Treasure, meaning combat gets really good. Iteration also gets really good because it's easier to line up the combos that you want with compact. Rocket Punch isn't quite as necessary, I would say. It helps, but it's not really necessary. Smokestack, it's just bonus damage basically. I don't think it's like a smokestack is necessary to make a Trash Treasure work, but it helps with finishing the fight earlier. Flak Cannon, it is basically an additional win condition. It's just like one idea is to like play a bunch of card draw, fill your the discard pile with a bunch of statuses, just play Flak Cannon, and then you're just going boom. Obviously, I mean it's kind of obvious stuff, I guess. But if we look at what the different options you have from this alone, power spam doesn't really apply. Rainbow orbs, yes, this is exactly. So you have a compile driver which like this, synchronize that likes this. Capacitor also gets better with this because you are able to have more types of orbs. I mean, modded also works as well. Modded is, I mean, generally just broken. Yeah, I would say those are the primary ways, like compile driver, synchronize, and capacitor helps as well. And then, let's see. Status, I mean, this is just, it says itself. Frost isn't like as good, but you could also just take a random hailstorm to deal extra damage with it as well. But most of your damage is coming from playing a billion cards in a turn. Lightning, I would say this actually does work with lightning synergies as well. Since you are proccing a lot of lightning orb evokes, so something like thunder becomes good. I think it's thunder. Is it? I think it should be thunder. Unless I'm a bozo with dimension. I can't find it. It's fun. But yeah, you're basically proccing a bunch of dark orbs. Thunder, yeah. Because you're just evoking a bunch of dark orbs, so it adds to extra damage. I would say this is like specifically that card. So let's see all the... Yeah, I would say Lightning Thunder is the only one that you could like realistically make scale or run with Trusted Treasure. Then this stuff. There is the option to play like 2 bulk ups so that you are going to have easier time to evoking a lot of orbs quickly because you get the value immediately basically. But generally speaking, you would like to have the focus itself. Claw, I mean 0 cost package. So I would say you have the option to do that as well, because like you are going to add cards like Boost Away, Turbo, Moded, Overclock, maybe even Super Critical if you have a lot of card RAM. So I would say you do have the option. There's a chance that you just have a bunch of those cards and then you randomly find a all for one, which just like amplifies everything you're trying to do anyway. So yeah, it's the thing is like, I'll be honest, Trusted Treasure is probably one of my favorite and easiest way to scale up a Defect run, because so many of the ways I already want to scale my Defect run is often getting into the deck anyway. So this happens, not really as much. This can happen. I'm gonna give 3 because like it's specific. It is also kind of specific, and this is like likely. So yeah, I guess I am going to do the tiering in a way where I'll just like get this. I'm gonna just name the Terza. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet, but this is easily going here. I mean, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. So yeah, Trusted Treasure. It's so easy to go infinite with this if you have like a compact or 2. I mean, on the next patch it's gonna get changed to where it only gives energy on the compact, but like just draft around some card draw once you have all the other stuff going. Like I said, with a compile driver, this is in silicon, that kind of stuff. So I would say those are my main thoughts with the card itself. Next up, I will just pick. I'm gonna do Spinner because it's something that I do like to talk about. Spinner often ends up being a card that I just pick without thinking too much, It doesn't do anything immediately. Yeah, actually I should quickly also mention the upgrade on Treasure is also like insanely good. So high priority upgrade as well. Yeah. So basically, Spinner, it solves a lot of fights early on. If we just look at all the Act 3 fights, I mean Act 1 fights on Overgrowth, it helps against the Inklets, alright against Nibit, the 3 Raiders. There's quite a few AoE fights on the first act already. I'm also gonna open the other one here. Underdogs, there's quite a few AoE fights as well. So you do like to have this available early on for those. And if you get this early, I would say it's highly useful to upgrade this as well. Because like if you don't upgrade it, it kind of means that all the damage is coming from this damage is coming later. And I would say this specifically applies to a couple of AoE fights, because like this fight you want to end relatively quickly, this fight you want to end relatively quickly. This fight isn't as threatening. But yeah, generally speaking, many of the AoE fights you have in the first act are ones where you want to end them quickly, and getting this upgraded early on helps a lot with that. Realistically, it's just a consistent damage plan. Solves a lot of the AoE fights by itself. It does give an additional orb synergy for those cards that care about it. It does okay damage as it is. So if you just look at the scaling options we have, this doesn't do too much about power spam, rainbow orbs. It kind of plays into status. You don't think it has that many synergies with like status stuff. So that's that. Frost. I actually do like glass orbs with frost quite a bit, because like, okay, let's say you have no orbs, you play a glacier, you have a bunch of orbs, and you have another orb. This will give you 5 block at the start of the next turn. So you're basically getting block without having the blade block. So it's AoE damage and passive block oftentimes, yeah, in my eyes. So yeah, I would say Frost and Glass go well together for that reason. Lightning, it has also the advantage of proccing lightning orbs as well if you have Thunder. But I don't know if the other lightning orb synergies care about this too much. Not as much. I mean, it has the synergy for Thunder. I guess I could also just add another orb invoking. So yeah, it does work for that as well. No orbs / focus. I mean, this requires focus to work. Why is red games opening? What? Okay, color. Anyway, but no orb slots can actually help with that, because like glass orbs like being evoked, so the earlier you can do it helps a lot. So that's one thing. And claw. I mean, zero cost packets, I don't think there's too many synergies with that package. But mainly I would say I mean, this is alright. This is kind of alright. This is also like kind of alright. I mean, this requires I mean, I'm just gonna do this. This is very specific. It works for this. This is kind of difficult to achieve in my opinion, and this is unlikely to happen. So I'm gonna do some things here. I don't know how to like word it. Yeah, I'm like do it like this. So I would say these are the synergies for spinner itself. You don't really take spinner to like synergize stuff, but it does have some of those too. So yeah, mainly just getting different types of orbs. It evokes your frost orbs for you. Lightning, I mean, you just want thunder. Orb evoking, it likes it. So if you have like a shatter, dual cast, that kind of stuff, it's good. So yeah, I would say that those are the kind of things to look out for when you are getting this. I'm gonna call this tier strong, but not game breaking. So yeah, that's where a spinner will go. It does require an upgrade. When you compare glass orb into other AoE, it's generally speaking less, but it's like more consistent. So with glass orbs in general, I find that having more block helps a lot because the fights are gonna stagger out for longer, and you just care about like just not taking damage and letting the glass orbs kill everything. So yeah, I would say that's for spinner. Let's go all for one next. So all for one is something that I don't really like picking without the synergies itself. However, it does make easier. I mean, it's not exactly a bad card. 2 energy for 10 damage does feel kind of sad, but at least it deals damage, and like that's that. Otherwise, you're basically just playing a... I don't remember the card. Anyway. But the good thing is that it is kind of easy to draft around. I don't hate getting all for one early on, but it is like relatively easy to build around. So if we just go look at Defect's zero cost pool, these are all the options you have. If I'm just like getting X1 and seeing one of these cards as my option, Beam Cell I'm oftentimes clicking. Claw I might click if I'm desperate. Go for the Eyes often gets in. Boost Away often gets in. Hotfix not really. Turbo I'm not really sure. I'm not a huge fan. FTL gets in every time. Tesla Coil. Can get in. I don't mind too much. Boot Sequence. Not as great in Overgrowth, because out of the two elites, only one is hitting you turn 1. Phantom is hitting you on turn 1. Then you have, I mean, two of the 3 bosses are hitting you on turn 1. As well. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Chill pretty much always gets in. Overclock pretty much always gets in. Helix Drill, I mean, really, you're not realistically seeing these in the first few floors. But the point is that, like, you got 1, 2, 3 cards from the zero cost command pool that you just click on site, basically. And you could see any of these as well. Many of these you can just like pick and go with it. So you have a lot of options to like get something going on with this card. So yeah, it is a little bit draw order reliant as a card, but it does help you to go infinite. I mean, at least in the past with the compact synergies. So for all for one specifically, I'm mainly looking more about like what zero cost Defect has. If you're looking to spam powers, then you mostly care about getting turbo back for more energy to play all that stuff. I'm not really sure. I wouldn't say that you care about those things too much about when you're doing this. Rainbow orbs, not really. I mean, a lot of the zero costs are status stuff, so I would say this can. It's not that difficult to get the status package running with all for one. I'm just gonna name this zero cost for clarity. So frost stuff, I wouldn't say that much really. Lightning not much. Orb evoking. Not really, I think. Yep. This can do stuff because like you're also oftentimes when you're clicking flow type of cards, you're oftentimes looking for having more dexterity and strength, so it does kind of work with that, I feel like. So you do have that going on at least, and obviously this is just insanely obvious. At least it's clear what the card likes to do. And actually we get another tier here. The name is also like there we go. That's just, I don't have many thoughts about All for One in general. So yeah. Okay, so next up I'm gonna pick Shatter here. Shatter essentially says that like end the fight quicker, and this is mostly for hallway fights. In the next patch this is going to be exhausting when played, and I actually like that. I don't feel like I enjoy having this in my draw pile after like doing it once. Couple of notable synergies with Shatter. Glass orbs are insanely good with this. I like dark orbs with this as well. Lightning orbs if I have thunder. Plasma orb also feels good if I have enough card draw. Frost orbs kind of feels bad with Shatter unless if it's like a panic button sort of stuff. But yeah, mostly you're picking this to solve a couple of important fights. Mostly I'm looking at Books of Stabbing on Act 3, the exoskeletons on Act 2, and whatever like 4 or 3 enemy combats you might have. Really helpful on those. Even if you have like a Frost Orb or a 2, you will just play this and do AoE damage and block in one card. But I wouldn't like it if my game plan was like based around Frost Orbs. Maybe I could consider this as an like a tech card for those fights specifically. So yeah, if you just look at like the synergies it has, it's mostly just like this. I mean, kind of this. I mean, actually, no, not this. This is highly situational. Shadow doesn't really have that much synergies with the orb package. I mean, the status package. Rainbow orbs. Not really, because you're just getting rid of all the orbs. Power spam. Not really. So yeah, I would say like it's just a card that makes your hallways easier for the most part, which does help a lot. So yeah, that's where I would put it. I'm gonna take Adaptive Strike next. This is still a card that I'm kind of experimenting with, so I'm gonna take another tier. What is happening? Okay, there we go. I'll drop it here because I haven't picked this card enough times to like have a proper opinion on it. Because like a lot of the other cards I'm like somewhat familiar from Spire 1, and this plays in a weird way which I'm not used to. So yeah, that's the coolant. Okay, so with coolant with if I get coolant floor 1, I mean obviously I'm just picking different types of orbs. It is kind of a curse early on, obviously. Make another tier here. There you go. I'm just gonna drop it here already. So with coolant, you have obviously the rainbow orbs basically as your main way to live. I do, generally speaking, white light like frost orbs with coolant because it just blocks for more dark orbs as well. I'm going to give a minus here for that because it is kind of a negative synergy with that kind of stuff. Also, this is kind of negative synergy. Zero cost stuff, coolant. I mean, you don't have that many synergies with this. I mean, these are really. I mean, you actually do have some power spam synergies as well. There's like you could have trust. I mean, you do have some status things with trusted treasure as well, but it's kind of niche. So I'm gonna give it 3 stars for that. But yeah, with power spam, you're getting focus from stuff. You're eventually gonna get defrag if you have like creative AI. So I would say those are the like conditions. Well, if I get this floor 1, I'm mostly just getting different types of orbs. I don't know if there's anything else to it really. Is it upgrade heavy? Not necessary, but it helps a lot. It's a... I mean, it basically gives twice the amount for each different types of orbs you have. So if you have 2 types, I mean, yeah, okay, so the upgrade scales on how many different types of orbs you have. So this can give up to 15 blocks a turn if you have lightning, frost, dark, plasma, and glass. So it scales really well. Actually, this was supposed to be here. I'm just gonna do that as well. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, it just gives you a passive block and you can do like other stuff in the meantime. It is a setup reliant power, so yeah, I mean, that's about it, I would say. Alright, consuming shadow. Let's see what I have to say about this. I'll be honest, I'm just gonna put it here as well. I'm not sure how this plays out. I haven't played with it enough to like give a good opinion. It's a weird power for sure, so that's why I'm putting it. I mean, obviously it has evoking synergies and dark orb stuff as well, but it's just weird. Well, then we have a defragment. Defragment. think about the fact that like this was a uncommon card in Spire 1, which is probably the reason that Defect was so broken once it gets scaled in the first game. Yeah. Okay, so with the defragment, it's alright as it is. It does like to have an upgrade. I'm already gonna throw defragment into this tier. It doesn't give too much value on the first few fights, but it does help a lot during the first act, like regardless of the fights. I feel like less on overgrowth. I think. I mean, 2 of the elites in overgrowth do give you time to set up. If you have frost orbs, it becomes good. On underdogs. But yeah, so synergy wise, you have let's just remove this for the sake of doing stuff. I mean, it's decent with power spam. You're eventually okay with power spam. I'm just like saying you probably have like one of each power, so this gets really good with a what's the card? Capacitor. Yeah, it gets good with that. I mean, a lot of the powers Defect has to do with orbs and focus somehow. So this works with that. This works with that. Storm works. Thunder. I mean, it's a power, so it also works with this. Bulk up less so. Feral, not as much. Coolant, not directly. Not as much. Trust Treasure is good with focus. Creative AI, I mean, you get the other stuff. This is basically what we're looking at. Echo Form. Yeah, you'd like to double that as well. So there's that. I'm gonna give Rainbow Orbs kind of a small synergy as well. Status things, and not really as much. Yeah, no. Frost, this is extremely strong. I am going to give a super strong for Frost. Lightning doesn't really matter as much. Orb evoking, it does help. Some with 1 star for that. No orb / no focus. I mean, it is negative synergy and 0 cost. Yeah, not as much. I mean, there's the singular card that gives like 1 frost for each enemy. So I mean, that's pretty much the only. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna put it in this place still, actually, because it does break the game kind of as well. Echo Form. Okay, so now we get to the good stuff. With Echo Form, you're just doubling the first card you play each turn, right? So with Echo Form, I'm specifically looking for stuff like Anchor, a 0 cost block. That would be something like a boot sequence, boost away. Also like anything that gives energy, so turbo, super critical, those help. Modded is also phenomenal with it. Chill is lovely as well. Anything 0 cost that helps with stuff. Go for the eyes. I don't think there's anything else like that's important with it. Yeah, I think those are the most important synergies. Anything that helps you deploy the eco farm itself. Those are the cards that I'm looking to draft with eco farm. Just so that I can like play it. You do have quite a few elites that like allow you to play the eco farm for free. You have the statue on overgrowth. The frog parasite gives you a free turn every other turn. A couple of bosses give you a free turn on Act 1. So you can also like play with the idea that like some of the enemies are just letting you set it up for free. And also like on Act 2, if I see the what's the relic that gives you the card that gives you 2 energy, luminescence or something like that. I'm pretty much always clicking it whenever I have eco farm in the deck. So that is probably another way to do it. The most reliable way anyway, I feel like. But yeah, just get anything that helps you deploy your stuff. Zero cost stuff gets good early on. After that you want to start looking for something more high value like glacier, whatever is high cost, but early on you want to find something low cost just so you can play so that it's not a curse early on. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this in this tier as well. Just to go over the synergies quickly. Eco Form, Power Spam, incredibly strong. Rainbow Orbs can work. Status can work. Frost, I think it's strong because they're just getting more Frost Orbs. Lightning, it's less reliable but it can work. Orb Evoking does work. This is, I mean, this can work as well. This year you're probably getting like 2 bulk ups and other stuff. I do think this is actually another thing that gets a super strong as well, because you're just doubling like a hyper beam, getting a billion dexterity and strength. Works really well with those two. Zero cost package. It's not quite as good, but it's functional. So I'm gonna give like 2 stars for it. So yeah, I would say this is those are my thoughts for Eco Form itself. There we go. So yeah, Rainbow, not the band, but Rainbow. So immediately it just gives you 3 different types of orbs, which is just nice. When I'm looking at Rainbow and what it does, it basically has I would say a couple of things. One, it immediately gives you different types of orbs. So this is like just an easy thing to figure out. Actually, doesn't synergize with status too well. Frost, I do kind of like this with Frost because like it does give you, okay, so if you have like all orb slots filled with Frost orbs, this basically says that block for 15 and set up a dark orb. I don't care about lightning orb in there. I'm mostly looking at the fact that it's evoking me 3 orbs, so that's why it works well with like a Frost build. I don't mind that it exhausts oftentimes, not even upgrading it. Lightning, it also kind of works with lightning as well, as you are creating a lightning and evoking 3. So that's, I'm gonna give this because it's not quite as good. It's alright, but it does something for that stuff as well. Orb evoking obviously does a lot. It automatically evokes 3, so that's automatically pretty good. If not, then it's deploying. I'm just gonna do this because like that is what it's doing. That's literally what it's doing. No orbs or focus. I'm gonna give this a negative synergy and 0 cost stuff. I don't think there's that many things that like this does stuff with. So yeah. When I get Rainbow Floor 1, I'm looking stuff like compile driver, compile driver, and then what's the card? It should be there. Modder capacitor, more orb slots essentially. It's kind of weak early, alright later. So I'm gonna like move it here. I'm not too happy about giving a Rainbow Floor 1, but I don't mind it. It's alright. It's just blocking for 2 essentially. The turn you play it, it's not a high impact card if you just play it as it is. So yeah. Signal boost. This is an interesting one. I will just immediately throw it in here. Like you could get another power. Okay, so if we just pick whatever defect powers, doubling a capacitor, that's pretty good. Doubling a hailstorm, that's also pretty good. Like a lot of these powers are just really good if you just double them. All of them, honestly. Maybe not as much bulk up if you're looking to do that or stuff, but even then it's like really good. Out of the ones that are conditionally good, or like okay, never. Let's just put unconditionally. At this point, we assume that you are going. Okay, so never mind. Let's just not assume that you. Let's just assume that you don't have any synergies with yet. A loop becomes alright doubled, and then you upgrade as well. Storm itself, it's alright if you double it. He doesn't do anything if you double it. Thunder. This can do something if you double it. Bulk up does insanely a lot earlier if you double it. Feral might not do anything. Coolant. Defragment does a lot if you double it. This becomes good if you double it. This becomes insanely good if you double it. Creative AI is also insanely good if you double it. This like okay, a lot of these are good doubled regardless of the context, I feel like. So yeah, you just pick pretty much any of these when you like find them early on. So this can just break a game. You would like to upgrade this just so that like if you have like an echo form in your deck, so you can play the 2 on the same turn. It helps a lot in that. What else? I mean, it's kind of like speaks for itself. With Signal Boost, you would like to find a power that you would like to double. I mean, that's literally what the card does. But the thing is, like, it's flexible. It says that it does one thing, but the one thing that it does is flexible. So you obviously, like it in this sort of deck, it's insanely strong here. Rainbow Orbs, it can be. Status, it can be. Frost, can be. Lightning, I think it's likely to be good, because if we look at any lightning synergies, there's two powers immediately that come in mind, which are Thunder and Storm. Those are like really good with when you double it. So yeah, those are the cards that work with lightning, so it's pretty easy to get going. Orb Evoking, I mean, you have Consuming Shadow. I think that's pretty much it. So this can work. No orbs. I mean, this. Yeah. I mean, it just becomes insanely strong. And 0 cost. I mean, there's mostly Feral and Bulk Up you wanna do with that stuff. I mean, kind of most that comes as well, so it can. But the point is that, like, if you see Signal Boost on floor 0, you can just start building your deck normally, opening up like a bunch of different, like you could get any commons that like work for these synergies, and you are going to probably find something that like a power that synergizes the stuff with it that you already have. So yeah, I do quite like getting Signal Boost on the first floor. But yeah, that's that. Then we have multicast, which I kind of hate. I'll be honest. This is one of my least favorite stars. I don't like it too much. I'm gonna be honest. I will give some thoughts about it either way. Okay, so early on, it's basically a weaker dual cast in a lot of ways. You have to play this for 2 energy to get the value from a dual cast. Yeah, it's just not numerically too incredible. I think you kind of need like dark orbs to get the value out of this, because on the face value, it's blocking for 5 for each energy spent, so it's gonna be like 15. 15, and let's say you have a lightning orb, then you're dealing 28 randomly. If you have a glass orb that is like at the max charge, you're dealing 24 AoE, which is actually pretty good. Dark orb, which is actually kind of good with this. And you have plasma as well. To be fair, 3 of those cards actually synergize pretty well. I mean, 3 of the 5 orb types synergize with this pretty well. So if you are actually spamming different types of orbs, this can have synergy. Not as much with power spam, I think. Status, kind of specific. Frost, not really. Lightning can synergize with Orb Evoking, I mean, literally. And this is kind of a negative synergy. 0 cost. I mean, it can. I can see a world where you are. No, I don't think so. No, I don't see how you make it work. But yeah, I don't like it too much. One reason I ended up wanting to do this whole ranting session is specifically that I can like explain to myself what options I have when I start with this relic. And I actually would not have thought about the Rainbow Orb synergy if I didn't do this. So let's see that the idea is working as intended. But yeah, that's where I would put it. With multicast, I'm mostly just looking to get like glass orbs, plasma orbs, dark, those kind of things. And energy also feels really good with dual cast, obviously, so you have turbo. Yeah, I mean, you have the one legendary as well, but I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Creative AI. I mean, yeah, I don't have to say anything about them. Rainbow orbs. I mean, it can. I'm gonna give one for lightning. If like you're going to play a bunch of thunders, most likely. Frost, not as much, but it can happen. Status, it can happen. Rainbow orbs can happen. Orb evoking can happen. No orbs can happen. Zero cost can happen. I mean, creative AI, it doesn't do anything specifically, but it opens up stuff if you don't have anything figured out yet. Yeah, kind of similar to Ecoform. This is basically all of the powers that you have in the game, but like delayed. So it only starts getting real value on the turn 3, because like, okay, you play this on turn 1, it does nothing. You get like a a spinner on turn 2, it doesn't do anything on that turn either. So on the third turn you get one glass orb and it took 3 turns. I mean, yeah, on the third turn you're actually getting a numerical value out of creative AI. So it can be slow. So any energy helps with this because you're having more cards in your hand. So you would like to deploy it. Zero cost block helps as well. Yeah, I mean, just scaling for you. This card, if anything, does a scale. So like, yeah, you're gonna scale and go crazy. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I would say those are my thoughts for creative AI. Out of the powers that you would probably click this with this is most just Storm. So yeah, and also like just doubling this with this could give you Ecoform, and or another creative AI. So I mean, it plays for itself. Subroutine becomes instantly good with this. Yeah, if I have this, I'm just immediately clicking subroutine for scaling. Signal boost also just it becomes insanely good. What else? I mean, that's for pretty much. Yeah, I'll say that's it for creative AI. Kind of upgrade hungry as well, I'll be honest. Yep. Voltaic. Voltaic. I'm just... I'm gonna throw it here. It's strong later, but you have to build around it. You could just get around that you don't get a single lightning orb synergy. I mean, let's see. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cards to deploy lightning orbs with. These two are common. You have one in your base deck at least. It can easily become your win condition if you are building around it properly. But it's kind of clunky in general. So, what I will say about Voltaic, what I'm looking to pick with Voltaic, I mean any of the cards that I showed before here, this is already like this lightning rod is instantly good. Tempest is cool, kind of like as an upgrade. Storm, Thunder also works really well. I don't like Rainbow that much, but I probably click it if I'm desperate. Another Voltaic actually is pretty cool with it. But yeah, it requires a lot of support. Yeah, I mean realistically you just want a lot of like passive orb generation. It requires support, a lot of it, to break the game, but it can be a win condition and what's the play towards. I find that with lightning orbs you highly benefit from dexterity. So I feel like Voltaic plus what's the other power here, which is a power uncommon to cost bulk up. These two pair really well because you would like to block with the zero cost stuff with your setting up the power itself. I mean, playing the card itself. So you would like to have a boost away, for example. What else? What else? And Echo Form is also like really good because then you're having easier time to set up different types of orbs. Yeah. And that is that. Yeah, I'll say that's that for Voltaic. Modded. Have to take a pause as well, getting it up. Yeah, modded is just instantly good card. You get more orb slots. I mean, actually, I should do this thing for Voltaic. Not really power spam. Or rainbow orbs, not really. I mean, it could become eventually, so I'm gonna give like 2 here. Unlikely, but it can be. Status for Voltaic. It's also like extremely specific frost, not really lightning. I mean, this is gonna be. That is the inertia with this. Orb evoking. Can be on this, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go over it here. Yeah. Anyway, modern. Okay, so let's see what it does. Upgraded, it draws 2 instead of 1. So I mean, okay. It plays into power spam because you are drawing cards for free. That's really good, and you're getting orb slots as well. Helps with rainbow orbs. For status package, it's card draw. You like that? It's strong for that stuff as well. Frost, it helps you set up the frost orbs as well. It helps with that. Lightning, I think it's less good, but it can work. Orb evoking, it's kind of like this. No orbs that's focused. I mean, you could take this in that sort of deck as well if you're just taking it for the card draw. And 0 cost, I mean. No, it's actually more of this. But you just pick it and it's free card draw with no downside. That's how I view it. I mean, it's basically a 0 cost whole headed a lot of the time. So, yeah. Modded floor 1, I mean floor 0 is just insanely strong. It doesn't do anything for the... It's neutral on the first floor. Because it's card draw neutral when you play it. And it opens up a bunch of synergies for later. So, yeah. That's that. Meteor Strike. Meteor Strike is a difficult card to make it work. I'm going to make a route here. We will call I'm actually gonna drop Voltaic here as well. No, it's left this, I think. I mean... No, do it like this. Yeah, I think this is how I would like rate this. I'm gonna make this like this. Obviously, these are all like kind of the same power level when you do make them work. And then these are both like... Let's make this yellow. And these are like somewhat similar in power level. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it this way. Hello, Cloud. Balls, indeed. So, yeah. I'll say those are my thoughts for Meteor Strike. If you like card draw, you like energy. I mean, that's that. It evokes stuff when you play it, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's take machine learning here. Okay, so machine learning is basically it goes like here, I would say. Okay, so pick machine learning early on. What do I look to pick? Energy becomes more valuable if you just happen to get floor 0 machine learning. You like energy. What else do you like? Anything that requires you to have a specific card combo, like 2 different specific cards in hand. If you have unupgraded beam cell, it becomes good because it means that you have more chances to find attacks in your hand for this turn. Energy becomes good because like you're gonna have more cards to play. Hologram can also be good if you have 0 cost stuff. You can play the 0 cost card, bring it back and play it again, and then still block enough, probably. Double energy, I mean, that is as well. Scavenge also becomes good with machine learning because you're more likely to draw into any curse or status that you have in your deck. So Scavenge becomes better as you have that. I guess All for One becomes better as well because you're able to play more 0 cost cards. Like, okay, let's say you draw 5 cards and All for One is your last card. But if you draw 6 cards instead and the 6th card is actually a 0 cost card, you're able to play it like one more time if you didn't have that card draw. So yeah. And also Meteor Strike gets better with it as well because you're more likely to have the set energy in your hand when you do draw the meteor. I mean, Plasma in general likes card draw. Super Critical becomes really good. Reboot is also kind of cool. Anything else? I would say those are the main synergies for machine learning. It just means that like you have more combos. You have easier access to pull out combos from your hand. And you are more likely to get value from picking energy cards. Yeah, that's how I would put it. So if we look at the potential synergies, power spam, not that much. I mean, it can work, it's a power. I would say mostly this serves for status stuff because you're drawing more stuff and you're able to kind of control the way you draw the statuses more easily if you have a flak cannon or compact. If you have compact, it becomes more likely that you draw the statuses in your hand on the same turn as you draw that card. So yeah, combos and energy is what I would generally draft when I have machine learning from floor 0. Definitely a strong card to have later on. Super critical. Okay. So basically it just says that you get a shit ton of energy. In general, whenever you get a bunch of energy, everything expensive becomes a priority. So I might be looking to get like an ecoform, creative AI, even meter strike if I'm ballsy, ice lance, refract, Sandra is kind of whatever because it's like something. Ice scheme is good. I mean, yeah, it's good with ice scheme as well, but it's not really something that I can like specifically draft. But yeah, it is definitely good with super critical as well. But in general, I'm mostly looking for a card draw. So Compile Driver becomes cool, Sweeping Beam is cool, Cool Headed is good, Rocket Punch, Overclock, Skim, Modder, Reboot, Iteration. Like all of these become just really good. So card draw becomes really good. All the expensive powers that you would like to get through becomes really good. Also, you do have the option to go for like Tempest, multicast kind of stuff with this as well. So it does have a couple of synergies. It does contribute into power spam. Somewhat rainbow orbs can contribute into that because you're able to just like play more orbs and set them up more easily if you have card draw. Status stuff, not as much I think. It can work out, but it's not necessarily. I'm just like generally good, so I'm just gonna give it 2. It gives energy, who cares? Frost. You can play Glacier, it's an expensive card, it helps you get that through. So I'm gonna... there's Arnhem, yeah. It can work for this as well. Lightning. It can. Orbi Walking. It can. I mean, it just does like anything you are trying to achieve in general. It doesn't like specifically do help with anything, unless like the only thing it directly helps if you have like an X cost card. That's the only thing that it like directly makes better. But that's the only thing. It just like amplifies everything you do. So when I get super critical floor 0, card draw and expensive powers are what I'm looking for. So yeah. I'm just gonna put it here. It's just generally really good. Reboot. I'm not a huge fan of Reboot. Oftentimes, playing Reboot just feels like, okay, I'm looking for a power, and I have already drawn half of my deck. I play Reboot, I play half of my deck again, and I still haven't found my power that I would like to set up. So yeah. Realistically though, a Reboot becomes good if you have energy in your deck. If you have low cost cards, if you have a Claw, there is a good synergy. All for one can work with this as well. Let's say you play a lot of your 0 cost cards, but you keep Reboot, and you draw all for one on one of the later turns. You just play all your 0 cost cards, probably play a turbo, get energy, just play stuff again, and you're just drawing cards and playing stuff. Basically, it scales with how much you are able to play cards in a turn. Or if you have one specific card that you would like to play over and over again, like let's say you have barrage, then it becomes good. Claw becomes good as well. And there's the adaptive strike as well. Yeah, it has some cool stuff you can do with it, but generally speaking, I don't like too much. The upgrade on it is kind of necessary. Yeah, I would say that's pretty much it. I was gonna put it here. I'm not a huge fan of it. Yep. Flak cannon. With the addition of Ion Glass, I quite rarely end up skipping Flak cannon. And this alone is kind of a solve for this fight itself. So yeah, I don't mind it having from floor 1. It's gonna help later, it doesn't do anything immediately, it's not that difficult to get synergies rolling with this card. So you're bound to find some sort of synergies for this, guaranteed. At some point, and you're like guaranteed to get Act 3 value. There are so many enemies that like shuffle stuff into the deck in general, so I don't hate it at all. So just give me any black cannons early on. Synergies for this thing, I mean, it has the status package. Yeah, I think that's really what it does. Incredible. It says that like do stuff with statuses, like yeah, that's that. I don't mind it early on because it is guaranteed to do stuff later. So yeah, that's that. Icelands. At face value, it's just 3. What's the common card called? Yeah, it's basically just 3 cold snaps in one card. That is what it does. Basically, it is saying deal 19 damage and block for 6. It's a big bulk. It does solve a lot of the early fights, I feel like. Gets good with Beam Cell. That's one of the... I mean, it becomes good with a lot of the 0-cost cards as well. Because, like, maybe you like to get a little bit more block when you play it. So it does have some synergies with 0-cost cards in that sense. Also, you're immediately channeling 3 Frost Orbs, meaning that you're likely to evoke some orbs. Let's say I have 3 Dark Orbs in the play. Early game, this is just numbers. It deals damage and gives you a little bit of block. That's what it's doing early game. Late game, Icelands is mostly just evoking orbs for you. Notably, it's also good against the Dorito on Act 2. One of the best solos for that fight specifically, I find, because it is an attack that blocks for you. So yeah. So with Icelands, I'm obviously looking for the stuff I would be looking for Frost Orbs in general, which is like just focus, Um, Hailstorm, having more orb slots as well. That's also lovely. Uh, those things. The zero cost cards become good as well. Maybe dark orbs as well. It helps you just evoke them once you're done cooking them. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I would say. It's just a solid card. It doesn't do anything crazy, and that stuff. I'm going to add a new tier here and call it I'm gonna capture the call because it's Iceland's. So funny, yeah. Yeah. It's nothing crazy. It does things. It's just incredibly solid. Incredibly solid card as it is. Yeah, that just goes there. I don't think there's any reason to explain it. You get the scales from the first floor. It has a lot of block already at the end of the act 1. With genetic algorithm, the way I look at it is that it's a huge help when you want to deploy powers. In my opinion, it's kind of like a bit more powerful buffer in a way, because you get to scale it from floor 0, and it's just in your deck, and you're just like playing normally. It doesn't like affect your draft too much, but you're allowed to take more like dangerous 2-cost cards with this. That is what I would say. And obviously you can also like start to duplicating with this clone, and maybe remove exhaust on act 3 if you have that available. Then it becomes like really strong as well. Yeah, and there's that. I don't think it has that many synergies in general. I mean, power spam is good with that. I mean, it's just generally like really good. So yeah. Yeah, and there's the buffer. I have always kind of disliked buffer, but ended up facing situations where I'm forced to pick the card, basically. A buffer feels bad to play a lot of time because it's a 2-cost card that doesn't really do much outside of blocking one hit. Notable enemies that this is good against are going to be the Waterfall Elemental. Eon Glass hits you for 36 on the first turn. You have Phantom as well. It bonks you pretty hard every 4 turns. What else? What else? The statue on Overgrowth Elite. Is there anything else? It's good against the mech thing, mech elite on the 3rd act. Good against the other Soul Nexus elite as well. It has a couple of good fights, but like in general, in this game, I find that there's a lot of multi-attacks, so a lot of the time buffer feels kind of bad to play, in my opinion. So yeah, it does solve very specific fights, and it is also high upgrade priority as well. What would I draft with a buffer? I would probably try to get a upgraded on it pretty soon. I would like to draft some zero cost cards because that means I'm getting to do other stuff while playing the buffer. Let's say the enemy is hitting me for 5 and I have buffer in my hand. So I play the buffer and oh no, I'm blocking for 5 with it 2 energy now. Oh no. And then if I happen to have like a strike as well in my hand and nothing else at 1 cost, then it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna use the buffer for this hit. However, if you have like a boot sequence, if you have a boost away, it's easier to maintain the buffer stack. So zero cost cards become good with this. Any other powers generally becomes good with this because like I mean it's a buffer. It gives you like a buffer zone for like deploying your powers. You say like, okay, give me like 1 turn to set up and then we can talk if it's upgraded. So yeah. But I would say it's still like immediately strong. I'm gonna put it here actually. I don't hate it, but it does enable some stuff, which is pretty cool. That is what I think. And then for the last one, we have Helix Drill. Helix Drill is interesting. Obtain random rare card. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, basically the idea is that like how I look at each card when I get them on floor 1. I mean floor 0 technically. So yeah. Oh yeah, it's this. There we go. So Helix Drill. Basically almost always Helix Drill is dealing 9 damage for you, which is like really cool. Upgraded unconditional 15 damage is also cool. Helix Drill is a card that I would obviously look to draft energy with. I would also like to find like a bulk up on this card. Hologram becomes good with this. Kind of card draw as well, because like you probably would like to somehow spend the energy that you are getting as well. All for One is also really good with it. A reboot can also kind of work. But yeah, basically you just want to have strength, and it is a multi-attack, so it benefits triple value from any strength gain. If you have a way to get vigorous, if you have momentum, this immediately becomes a win condition for you, because each time it's dealing 5 times 3, 15 more damage. each time you play it. So it's like a cantrip card that can scale up if you find the right situation. Yeah, most of the time it ends up being just a cantrip +9 +15 damage, one of the two. So that's what you're realistically looking at with Helix Drill. I'm just gonna put it here because it helps with Act 1 a lot in general. Yeah, I would say this is my thoughts for all the options that you can get from Arcane Scrolls. And just to like quickly go over each. Modded just generally is good. Worst case scenario, it's draw 2 for free. Genetic algorithm. It's also generically good. Helps you deploy powers. Good to duplicate and exhaust removal target. Just a really solid card. Normally. Treasure has so many easy ways to get working. A lot of the potential ways to scale up a defect run. You just take synergies for rainbow orbs, different types of orbs, statuses. It's pretty easy to make this your scaling solution. Defragment, your orbs do more stuff, go figure out. Echo form, yeah, signal boost is probably the most flexible of the options that you have. You draft your deck like a generally working deck. Okay, so with signal boost, you are not picking the first power you see. You are drafting normally. You get different synergies. Let's say like you get a Frost Orb in your deck, you get boost away for block, you get like a glass orb for AoE. You already have 3 different ways to make a signal boost work. If you get a single Frost Orb, you can look to get like a loop to get more value from your Frost Orbs. If you get like a status card, you could get any of those powers, namely Thrust Tracer or any of the other ones. Like, it doesn't do anything itself. It doesn't lock you into a specific kind of a draft style, but it's more like once you hit a single synergy between your power and the rest of your deck, you're just gonna get the power and do the thing twice. So yeah, creative AI, just a fix all whatever. I don't have any scaling in my deck, so I'm just gonna get creative AI, get some zero cost block, get some energy. It can take a long time to get running. You play it on turn 1, you get unupgraded spinner from it on turn 2, and then turn 3 it creates a single glass orb. So it has a chance that the value becomes like really slowly on creative AI. Subroutine becomes really good. Yeah, that's for creative AI. Coolant, so like they call it. Just get a bunch of different types of orbs. Get a lot of orb slots. You have passive block. Don't take evoke synergies that much. Focus feels good. Yeah. Black Cannon solves Ion Glass. Immediately makes you want to pick status cards, just like general is good. It doesn't do anything immediately, but it's guaranteed to get value later. Voltaic requires a lot of lightning orbs to be good, but if you can make it work, you just win the game. If you do end up like making this work, you get a thunder, but I still would get all the lightning generation before I would get thunder. Either way, this could be your soul damage plan if you just have enough energy to play it, basically. If my deck had only Voltaic as my damage, basically what I would do is make sure that I have some form of like guaranteed energy, and preferably a small deck so that I can scale this up often to like kill the enemy fast enough, and then just have enough block, have enough card draw so that I can cycle it, that kind of stuff. Mirror strike. I'm just get energy, man. Card draw if you have the energy, and then that's that. Yeah. Spinner, just solid AoE. Slow AoE at that, likes evokes. A good friend with Shatter, these two go really well together. The Shatter says, okay. Spinner says end fights slowly but surely. Shatter says like just end the fight or get a bunch of value right now. X-Drill, it's a cantrip that can scale. All for one, you know when it's good. You know when all for one. I mean, you got it from the scrolls. You just draft 0 cost cards. It's pretty obvious what you're supposed to draft. Machine learning, get energy, get card combos. I think you upgrade this as well. Yeah. Super critical, get card draw, get expensive powers. That's about it. Get buffer for super critical as well. Easier to deploy it. Buffer could be a good idea to get if you have. I mean, if you just get buffer, get low cost block, get expensive powers that you would like to set up. Yeah, Icelands. You just play it. You deal damage. It's a big bonk. A cool one at that because it's an Icelands. Get some focus. It's the Defect is good with Icelands because you just play it, you get a bunch of frost orbs, and then it blocks for you. If you don't want to evoke a lot of orbs, then you get more orb slots. That's that. It's just like in general, it's good card that doesn't do anything incredibly well. Rainbow. I mean, it's not that good early on. I feel like it's just in your deck for a good while. You try to get orb slots. Maybe get like compile driver. Get orb slots. Maybe get energy. It's a little bit of everything, but doesn't do anything like exceptionally well. So it's alright. Multicast. Get glass orbs. Get plasma orbs and get dark orbs, basically, and upgrade this as well. Reboot, get claw, get moles. Yeah, that's actually one thing that I should have mentioned earlier. Get moles because you get to play those again, basically. And these cards are whatever. So actually, I'm gonna do one thing here as well. we will end the ranting session with this. So yeah, I would say those are my thoughts on all the options that you can get from remove this. These are my thoughts on each of the rares and how I would draft around them and how I, generally speaking, feel about it. Defect, almost all of these are something that I don't mind getting, and clicking the relic itself feels quite easy for that reason a lot of the times. Half of these are like somewhat useful already, other half are weak right now but good later. But yeah. I don't think I'm gonna be playing today, like much of anything. I'm just getting the stream out while I still have time and motivation. I'm going to work at 6 tomorrow, so I will be going to bed relatively early today. And I still have some things that I need to do today. So yeah. Good thing we have this banger playing, like right when I'm going to end the stream as well. So yeah, that'll be it for now. So good night.